I'm gonna go with the clock. Um, Mary Hunt from Water with Diane New. Thank you for joining us on this Sunday, the 22nd of February, 2026, sharing love in terrorizing times. We welcome you for this hour of prayer and sharing and solidarity. We're convinced that only by finding and creating communities of friendship and solidarity can we possibly have the strength to cope with today's challenges. So welcome and thanks for being here. I invite Honor to welcome us from Dignity.
Hi, everyone. You know me, Women of Dignity. Um, we just love our quarterly events with water. And when we were picking dates and when Diane came up with this title, I was like, it's perfect. It's the perfect title for what we all feel. And that was before we had a blizzard coming for us. So thank you, Diane.
Thank you, Honor. As we begin sharing love in terrorizing times, current events have tested our spiritual and political roots, filling many people with anxiety, uncertainty, disbelief, fear, and with luck, a glimmer of hope. We gather to open our hearts today to love and compassion at a difficult time during Black History Month, Valentine's season, Lent, Ramadan, God only knows what else, just finished Chinese New Year. But the terrorizing of the world is something that I think many of us have not had to cope with in our lives. We've been trying to love others and love the world and love justice, but it hasn't been easy. This is a topic that suits the season with the saber rattling of the US over Iran, the despicable actions of ICE in this country that have set most people's teeth on edge. And today we gather to ask the old questions. What's love got to do with it? And how, in fact and indeed, do we love well in terrorizing times? I want to offer, just to set a context for our ritual, a kind of snippet of commentary. Fear, I think, is an enemy of love. Fear is an enemy of love, or so LGBTQIA plus people have learned from our own closet experiences. Fear is an enemy of love. So imagine what it's like to be terrorized when a loved one is taken away to God knows where. When you're a child who comes home from school to find out that a parent has been kidnapped by federal officers. Imagine being a person who's been deported to a country that you don't know by people whose language you don't speak. These are just a few of the horrors to which our immigrant neighbors have been subjected with shackles and ankle bracelet surveillance, a fact of our lives. How can they be expected to love in such terrorizing times? How indeed can we be expected to love? Even if all this seems pretty far off from where you live, I think we can take a lesson from the slave experience, the lynchings that were part of the Jim and Jane Crow America. We recently at Water had Melanie Morrison, a writer and minister. In her book, Becoming Trustworthy White Allies, she came to us with a conversation describing what lynching was like for Black people, and in fact, what it did to white people. She described it as a kind of spectator sport, white parents taking their children to see Black people abused and often killed. She observed that in addition to the hideous impact of lynching on Black people, there was an impact on white people's lives as well. White children, Melanie Morrison wrote, were brought to see these events just as they were brought to see the selling of slaves earlier. This created dissociation and disavowal in white children, a way they were taught to look, but not to see, to look, but not to see, to look, but not to fully apprehend what they saw. And this led to what she called domesticating terror, normalizing terror, and produced a numbing effect in a racist society. I think something like this is going on today as our children watch people being taken away, some even killed in broad daylight, as in Minneapolis. How are they to love in terrorizing times? How indeed are we to love? Love, it seems, is not all sweetness and light, all fun and games. It's also the hard truth that some people act badly in societies that make it hard to act justly. Love in terrorizing times is more countercultural than ever. And that's why we do it. Love in terrorizing times is more countercultural than ever. And that's why we love. Diane?
So welcome to Sharing Love in Terrorizing Times. Mary has just given us a snippet of the current events so that we can have them in front of us. They test our spiritual and our political roots. And they fill many of us with anxiety, uncertainty, disbelief, fear, and with luck, a glimmer of hope. So we dare to gather, to open our hearts to love and compassion at this difficult time. Today, during Black History Month, the Valentine's season, the Lunar New Year, the blizzard coming, or sunshine on the other coast, Lent, the Lunar New Year of the Fire Horse, and of course the terrorizing world events. We gather to open our hearts to love and compassion. We focus on loving ourselves, loving others, loving the world, loving justice.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another mountain. There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb, and there are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last till the end of time. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there is just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another meadow. There are cornfields and wheat fields enough to grow, and there are sunbeams and moonbeams enough to shine. Won't you listen, Lord, if you wanna know?
Let us love ourselves. Audre Lorde, 1934 to 1992, a self-described Black, lesbian, feminist, socialist, mother, warrior, poet, writes about loving self. If I didn't define myself for myself, I would be crunched into other people's fantasies for me and eaten alive. And you will find you have fallen in love with your own vision, which you may never have realized you had. And you will lose some friends and lovers and realize you don't miss them. And new ones will find you and cherish you. And at last, you'll know with surprising certainty that only one thing is more frightening than speaking your truth, and that is not speaking. Each time you love, love as deeply as if it were forever.
You may have noticed at the beginning of the script that you were invited to bring a heart. So Patricia, who's doing a great job on the IT work for us today, put us back into the hole so we could look at those hearts. Just look around the screen. And of course, we want to know what these mean or why we chose these. So when Patricia puts us in groups later on, when you share your name, share why you chose your heart.
How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. That's the whole song. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. Sing harmonies. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul.
Let us love others. Mary Oliver, 1935 to 2019. She's on the right side. She's an American poet. And Molly Malone Clark, 1925 to 2005, an American photographer. She's on the left. At the couple's home in Provincetown, Massachusetts. For more than 40 years, they lived together on Cape Cod. Oliver, who referred to Cook, who referred to Cook simply as M in the most of her writings, reflects in the opening essay of Our World. Though you've known someone for more than 40 years, though you worked with them, you lived with them, you do not know everything. I do not know everything, but a few things, which I will tell. M had will and wit and probably too much empathy for others. She was quick in speech and she did not suffer fools. When you knew her, she was unconditionally kind. But also, as our friend, the Bishop Tom Shaw, said at her memorial service, you had to be brave to get to know her.
So we probably have photographs of loved ones that we want to hold up, but hold up just one or two. And gaze around the screen. And of course, we realize some loved ones are not here, are elsewhere, like Kathleen, shining from wherever the next life is, and other loved ones that have gone before us. So take these photos and stories of loved ones into your small group when we arrive there shortly.
I look to you for courage in my life, and I promise it's not just foolish idolatry that makes me gaze at you in wonder and love. Oh, there's something about the women. There's something about the women. Something about the women in my life. Oh, there's something about the women. There's something about the women. Something about the women in my life. Oh, there's something about the women. There's something about the women. Something about the women in my life. In my life, there are women in my life. There are women in my life. There are women in my life. Oh, there's something about the women. There's something about the women. Something about the women in my life. Oh, there's something about the women. There's something about the women. Something about the women in my life. Oh, there's something about the women. There's something about the women. Something about the women in my life. In my life, there are women in my life. There are women in my life. There are women in my life. There's something about the women. There's something about the women. Something about the women. Something about the women in my life.
Let us love the world. Our own Mary E. Hunt challenges us to love the world in her award-winning book, Fierce Tenderness. I venture to say that for women friends, love is an orientation toward the world, as if my friend and I were more united than separated, more at one among the many than separate and alone. Mary Hunt, and from Fierce Tenderness.
So this is a time to really stop and think about, as we've been thinking all along and feeling all along, the words that we've heard from women who've gone before us and who still live among us, the songs that we've heard, the photos that we've brought, the memories that we've had, the symbols of love and caring in the midst of all that's happening in the world. Patricia's about to put us in small groups, and then we'll come back to the large group. When you get into the small group, of course, share whatever you want to share. Perhaps to lead the conversation could be the questions like, what have you heard and felt about loving as you listened to the readings and the songs? And how do you share and receive love during these terrorizing times? And is love finally an act of courage? Enjoy about 10 minutes or so in a small group, and then you'll get that message that says, come back to the large group. We all kind of know each other, but still I think it's important to say our name and where we are in the world, because we know some people are not where they usually are in the world. All right. Have a good conversation. See you back soon.
Y'all.
I didn't go in the group, but how come they didn't go in a group?
I would say that we're the co-hosts, and so we're in the group together.
Oh, we're the group. We're a group.
How's that? Yeah.
I was okay. So unmute yourself, the trio, the
Oh, I see.
triplet.
You're supposed to go to group one.
Yeah, I
Cool.
said no. So
That's right. Make sure there's not too many.
did you turn down a group, Alice? Did you turn down a group?
No, we
No,
didn't.
it looks good. There's 3 in a group, and that's nice. Even Mary Jane joined, even though she wasn't supposed to. Oh, well. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi.
Thanks
We're in
for all the
charge.
stuff you did for to this.
It's so
Did you
hard.
volunteer or were you voluntold?
I was told. No.
Oh, she loves it.
It seems like they're picking on me and Honor, but they have a plan. They have a plan B.
What is
Min
that?
came up with. I think they're gonna do, some of their old staff members, they're gonna tap their shoulders and, because their staff person left, like in September. So that's why they've been picking on us.
Yeah,
It's all good.
they could tap the other ones here and there.
It's good. It stretches us a little bit. All right, what's the questions? I have them right here.
I don't have my questions. Do you have?
Because you know what? I put it in the breakout room.
Oh,
No, I think
What have you heard and felt about loving as you listen? Oh, maybe I can
Oh,
chat
just
it.
read it. Just read it, Patricia. What'd you think of the songs, Kathy Ann? Did you make good choices?
Well, one of them was very important to me because it was I heard it, of course, I have to look at the piece of paper to remind myself the name of it. How could anyone ever tell you you are anything less than beautiful? When I heard that first, that meant so much to me because I did not feel I was beautiful. And I was in some sort of a retreat setting, and it wasn't it wasn't religious retreat, but I was like, oh. So I've tried to remind myself of that. So I was glad to hear that song. All right, Lourdes has a
These are the
question.
questions,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I put them there. Yeah. Um, so I was fixing. I'll be right back, Diane.
This is the way it goes.
Well, do you want to, while she's doing that, you want to share what was the first one?
I know, do you have your heart? Where's your heart?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
It's a little candle that says you light up my life.
Oh, all
right,
right.
good.
So, Lourdes has a
Beautiful heart. I don't know if you can
Oh.
see.
Oh, well, that's cool.
That's cool.
It looks like
Handmade
it was.
in Puerto Rico with beach finds and eco-friendly materials. So it was made by an artist here. I went by her booth, loved it. It all has,
Oh,
Yeah, it's very nice.
we have it hanging in our,
What did Diane need, Patricia?
what?
What did Diane need, Patricia?
What did I?
Oh, she wanted to be swapped into another group, and of course, my technical skills were able to do that. Like, the two of them, you would think they're like. Anyway, I ran to the shelf where we keep our cards, and I got this card from Carolyn. She sends us very cool cards along with you two. We got what did we get the other day? Mary Jane was hysterical laughing when she got the last card you you sent. That would be Alice and Kathy Ann. Yeah, thank you.
I can't remember what it is.
Alice,
Yeah.
no matter what store we go to, if there's cards, she goes right to them, and I know that she's looking for the right ones. Well, yesterday we went to the beach, and we're in Puerto Rico. So we went to the beach that has Alice's tree. There's a tree that gives shade, and it was beautiful. It's not that far from where Diane and Lourdes live. And I walking towards the bathroom, and I found a little shell, and I picked it up, and it's like the shape of a heart. And this just represents love. The love of the ocean, the love of the people that we're staying with, the love of Alice and me. I mean, the love of you and Patricia and Honor. It's just.
No, I know it's been an amazing journey with all of you. Yeah.
And also love of the earth. It's like it was brought back from the sea.
We have love. How are we doing?
All right,
I
Alice.
I don't have a heart. I didn't bring a heart because I wasn't.
You brought your.
I just brought
your love.
I just brought all these lovely people together.
That's nice.
Lovely people.
Oh, nice, Alice, nice.
I couldn't help myself.
That was a good one.
I should get extra points for that.
So this morning I fixed the videos a little bit because they're a little messy, and I went to look for something else for Holly Near, and I found this video by her that she did about 2 years ago. If I can find it, the link, I'll send it to you. But it was for a fundraiser up in horse place, Saratoga Springs, and she shared about how she went to Provincetown, or I assumed it was Provincetown. She slipped on the ice. She broke her something or another. She went back home to California to heal. While she was there, she had a colonoscopy and she found out that she had a rare form of anal cancer. They irradiated her to bits, and it weakened her hip. So she got fractures of the hip. So her whole right side is a mess. And I forget what. Oh, then she had a stroke because of the radiation, I guess, I assume.
Yeah.
Right. So all that. And then she ends with live your life today. So I said, Mary Jane, you got to see this morning. So over breakfast, I said, because, we're all, suffering, like unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It was just be so easy when we were young, we didn't know better. But anyway, so that song really, I love that song. I love her. Anyway.
I didn't realize that about her. I mean, I didn't realize about the.
Yeah.
So I wonder what condition is she in right now? Is she okay?
She's
Well,
76 years old.
she's
76.
76.
yeah,
76.
That's
she's a
young.
year younger than Mary Jane. Yeah.
And me.
We're all getting old. Anyway. All right.
You know
And
that question about courage to love is an important one because it seems like it's easy, but it isn't when you think about possible losses or if somebody ever hurt you in your life a lot. How easy is it for you to keep on sort of opening up to being vulnerable with other people? And I think that is a very important questions. And these times when we say, I'm almost every other day say, well, you know, the world could end tomorrow. And I don't mean it in a dramatic way. I mean it in a, things are so bad. But I think that the courage of people who are continuing to live in the present and being as fully there as they can is going to help us all embrace whatever comes. And it's not an easy thing. Loss is, as we know, is very profound, and it knocks us off for a long time. And you know, to have other people around you that you can hang on to and continue to love is very, very important. And I think that that's what the women group has done since COVID. It sort of give everybody a chance to be vulnerable and at the same time be connected and to have more strength and you know, I'm happy that we have been able to do that, and you know.
I mean, I remember just, you know, connecting with people during retreats, but that was short, and we were, you know, it was really short frame. But this Zoom thing, I mean, we have really made connections.
yeah, because it's little bits at a time, and it gives us time to laugh, and it gives us time to bring our sorrows and our, you know, because you can't always be on the deepest levels all the
Right,
time, you
right.
know, and yet it's a forum that's there, and then when we need it, we have each other. You know, it's really amazing.
And I think what's great is we also keep getting new people. Like
Yes, we
Shelby
do.
showed up, that Mary Page
Yeah,
showed
yeah,
up,
yeah,
that,
yeah,
you know, like it's like that Maddie shows up once every 2 months. She knows we're there, but she knows we're there. You know,
Right,
like that's
exactly.
what, and that's what, you know, and Lizzie and Catherine, you know, like, you know, so I think it's like I think somehow we managed to bridge the age thing
yeah.
and that and I did appreciate that Lizzie and Catherine both one time said thank you to you old people for what you did for us. You
Yeah.
know, she said it nicer than that, but you know, like, but that's, but,
But that's
that
what,
that they saw it, and I think that that's the important piece because it's always about what you know what mess we thought we had a mess. No, they got a bigger mess, but a different mess. You know, like
They do.
Yeah. Patricia, are you watching the time for the groups?
I'm really not, but I did look at the time. At one point, it was 11:55, and now it's 12
12:05.
before. So
2 more minutes. Give her 2 more minutes because
I'll
she
give her, yeah, till my big hand hits 1 more minute.
and she'll call you if she really is annoyed.
Miss Mary Jane and I changed the room around in here yesterday. We put my picture from my desk over there, and we have a space for over there, over there,
Oh,
for Mary Jane to start her exercises. We hired our physical therapist from Burke is going to come on Friday nights here because they kicked her out, and we're going to start. What do you call that? The fitness center
oh,
at Burke, and so we're
Having
hoping,
shared
and Kelly's leaving us,
whatever.
so we just jumping into a new age here. All right, now what do I do?
you hit you
You
hit
close all rooms? I think I do.
right.
Okay. and they'll get a
They'll
60-minute.
get, 60-second.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Yeah, 57. Okay, cool. I never did that before. Yesterday, she said, I was like, oh, she screwed this. So, we were thinking, and don't hold your breath, but we were thinking of coming up to Boston for the Easter Holy.
Ooh.
And now that Anna is here, I'm thinking maybe Anna wants to come with us. Anyway, we'll see.
Welcome back to
We'll talk.
the big group, Emily.
Hi, Emily.
Hi.
Rid of that thing.
Oh,
That's group 2.
Emily, where do you live?
And you have to unmute yourself. Emily lives in Milwaukee, but there she can tell you herself.
right near the lake.
Okay, good. Nice to have you with us.
Thank you. It's nice being had.
Emily and I've been friends since 1970.
Can't believe it.
What, 70? What year did you come to camp? 71?
Sounds right. 71. I don't remember those
It had to
years.
be 70, it had to be 72, but anyway.
Mary, I just found something that I had written at camp, and it was a prayer. Thank you, God, that I had this opportunity to be here at JDA. I really loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it.
JDA meaning Camp Jeanne d'Arc, everyone.
That's right. That's right.
We got to stop it. We got to stop.
So welcome
Emily,
back, everybody. We wanted to be little flies on the wall to hear everything, and Mary and Emily have just given us a glimpse, just a teeny glimpse of something that was going on with them and in their group. It's an open time for more glimpses. What is it that you heard yourself saying, that you heard yourself receiving? What about this liturgy has touched you that you want to bring back to the whole group? It's our time to spend maybe 5-10 minutes together sharing whatever we want as a whole. Remember that you're on mute, or some of you are and some of you aren't. We can mute you so that you can then unmute yourself. There's that little yellow hand, and there's also this hand. So we're on the screen. Use whichever one you want, and share your wisdom. Christine. Thank you.
What I got from our group was the importance of family and friends, and the love that we share with those closest to us. And I think that radiates outward when you have that kind of stability and base. And then we ended our conversation with how wonderful this group is, Women of Dignity, and how much we appreciate getting to know other people that we would not have known had it not been for this. So that's what we discussed, and it was wonderful.
Thanks, Christine. Who was in your group? Raise your hand if you were with Christine.
I had Mary and I had
Mary.
Carolyn.
Okay, good. Deb, you want to unmute?
Well, I was touched because I don't have the ability to get out a lot, but the other 3 members of my group all had very personal family and friends that are directly under siege in the terror that's been going on, and it touched me of their courage and their dedication and the thoughtfulness that they had in having to deal with various situations. And I think that that that's real love for themselves, for others, and for the world at large. So really appreciated being part of the group I was in.
So wave if you were in that group with Deb. Yeah, Marianne, Marie, myself. Deb. Thanks, Deb. Is that you, Mary Kay?
Carolyn had raised her
Oh,
hand.
Carolyn, sorry. And then Mary Kay. You need to unmute, Carolyn.
I didn't raise my hand. Oh, I guess I accidentally did. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Do you want to say something?
Um, I was in the group with Christine and Mary, and one of the things that I noted is that even if you do not have a romantic partner, it's other people in your life, like friends, that are so important to you, and that you share love with and receive love from. And then my nephew and his wife and the little girls are like the love of my life. So I feel privileged to have become a pseudo grandparent to them. And I sure do love it.
Thank you. Let's see. Mary Kay, your turn. Yeah.
Our group kind of went off of something about the women in our lives. And we talked about the women that have come before us that may have taught us how to love or not loved. Strong examples of love or strong examples of not love, or how, like in Donna's case, her family wasn't huggers, and by the time her mom left this earth, she was hugging both Donna and I, and even told me and Donna occasionally that she loved us. So it was something about the women that carried it forward.
And raise your hand if you were one of the women in Mary Kay's group.
Mary Jane was there too.
Yeah. Donna and Mary Jane. Okay. Mary Jane, we see your trees waving. Thank you.
I just want you to know that she said she wasn't going to join a group, and I saw she did, so I was very pleased.
Great. Robin.
I don't want to steal Mary's thunder. She came up with a rather wonderful idea, so I'm hoping she will share it.
Which
Mary.
Oh, Robin, you could share it if you want, or I will. Doesn't matter. We were in a group with Emily John, the three of us.
I think it's your idea, so you should share it.
Oh, okay. I just had an observation, which was that, thank you, Robin, that was that I find it very hard to love certain people. And I don't want to be a phony about it and say, Diane, get that hand down, please. Like I find really, I do. I find it very hard. And I gave an example of without mentioning the name of the Speaker of the House, who wouldn't let Jesse Jackson's body be reverenced in the rotunda of the Capitol. I think that's just heinous. And so I've come up with it for myself, and I'm not suggesting this for anyone else, but there was some sense of agreement in our group that it wasn't a bad idea, that rather than saying that I pray for him or that I love him or whatever, I don't. But to say that I pray and I hope that someone else does. This is my new approach, that there are people I cannot love. I do not, I love them in the abstract, which I don't think is particularly useful. But to really love someone, I cannot say that I love a person who acts in such a way. It's not that I don't like what he does. That person is not someone that I love. And so rather than being a phony and saying, I love him because I'm a Christian and you'll know us by our love and all those kinds of horrible things that people say, I would rather say, I pray for the fact that someone loves him. And that's helping me at this point. And there are several people whose names will not be mentioned who are in that category that I just do not want to say I love these people, because I don't. I want to say I pray that someone loves them, because I do think the love is the key, but that someone loves them. And then since I'm talking, I want to have one last thing, which is, how about those captains of the women's hockey teams, US and Canada, Both of them lesbians, one married, one engaged. I mean, hello. And how about that Prime Minister of Canada wearing on the back of wearing the jersey of the team captain? Imagine Donald Trump putting Martina Navratilova on the back of his, whatever. I mean, how wonderful. What we've seen, just this, these women, good on them. I love them. I'm done.
Hillary Knight's going to be the flag bearer today.
And she played at UW Madison.
And there were lesbian, they went to bobsled, the luge, the skeleton ones. A couple, one's from Brazil and and they live in Canada. And they, they changed the sport. And they're the only people who share trainers and they share like victory. Like it was just amazing. And it was in the New York Times, like that, their story was there. So it's that, that's great too.
And all of them lauding Billie Jean King, who was there for the final of the women's hockey, saying, Billie Jean, we owe it all to you. I mean, this is in our youth, my dears, we did not dream of these things. We did not see ourselves. I didn't see myself in those situations or in that kind of positive light in the world. So it's wonderful to see.
I think we might have had one more group. Anybody want to say anything else?
Diane, I think Sharon had her hand up.
Sharon.
Sharon or Fran.
I just
There you are, Sharon. Yes, go.
Donna and MK said what we had talked about in the group, but I find what Mary, your suggestion, really helpful because we're being inundated by commercials and I can't speed through them fast enough. And it's, our Attorney General and Trump is on there praising how wonderful he is. And I'm thinking they're turning my stomach with some of this stuff. And I don't even say their name. A lot of times it blanks out in my head. They're so outrageous. And so that is a good thing to remember. Just pray that somebody could love them.
Are you going to talk? Go talk now.
Right, I'll talk something.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, no, our group was Patricia, Honor, Kathy Ann, Alice, and Lourdes. And Kathy Ann talked about a beautiful seashell that she found yesterday when we went to the beach, and how it represented lots of hopeful things for her. You want to say anything else?
It represented love.
Yeah. And we talked about how, yes, sometimes it takes courage to love, especially if you've had some losses or some people have hurt you or something like that. It takes courage to heal and go forward to continue to love and spread love. And we also talked about the importance of the Women of Dignity group, how we had managed to support each other, laugh together, and cry together, and that is there for anybody who wants to sort of get support from, and it has been constant, and how we have also appreciated the intergenerational part of it, and I hope I represented our group well.
I think you did.
Good job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you all from the beach area where we would all love to be. We're about to...
I think
Diane?
Deborah has her hand up.
Diane, may I say something? I have to say this. I was asked to lead a girls' choir course at the national at our local Girl Scout Council. And by the way, if anybody else is a Girl Scout, today's Thinking Day. Happy Thinking Day. But as I was leading the girls in rehearsal, I decided to use Something About the Women as one of the songs. And they liked it so much that we sang it with the 350 people gathered at the council, men, women, and I had the whole audience singing something about the women. And for me, it was like spreading love to the world. And it was a wonderful experience. And everybody couldn't stop talking about that song. And I kept thinking, if you only knew, but that's okay because it was several years ago, but I had to share that.
Perfect. Perfect. Anybody else got that glimmer you just have to share before we move to our next sharing? So, who needs love today? From us, from everyone. It's that time for saying the prayers, putting the names out. Who do you need to pray for? Who do we need to pray for today? Tell us.
For all of the people in our country who are so afraid of ICE these days, that they may be safe.
For my sister Katie, who is going through a fairly difficult time emotionally.
For all the children that are witnessing so much violence and hatred that they not become normalized by that.
For Maria and Kathy, as Maria's cancer treatment continues.
Emily, you need to unmute. I see your mouth moving.
Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so I'd like to pray for my mother. I am a theologian. The first theological book I ever read was by Mary Daly, Beyond God the Father, in my mother's bedroom. I mean, that's where I found the book. So she is really a radical woman, and I'm probably more mouthy than she is. She really was my strength in this world. So I'm gonna miss her like hell when she goes, but what a beautiful woman. Mary Daly, there you go.
For a friend's daughter named Chrissy who is stressing, they think she may have breast cancer and she'll know the results on Tuesday so that she have peace in whatever diagnosis that she gets. And of course, hopefully it's clear.
I'd like to
I'd
shout
like
out.
to,
Go ahead, MJ.
I'd like to pray for healthcare workers that not only instruct us and they inspire us, they care for us, encourage us, and without them, I don't know where a lot of us would be. So for healthcare workers, I really am grateful. For partners who become healthcare workers, I am extremely helpful. Thank you. Okay.
Mary Kay.
I wanted to shout out to MJ and Patricia to keep them in our prayers and know that the daily challenges are in front of them. And I'm grateful that you do have the healthcare workers and all of us that have family members that are sick. I just wish we could just hug everyone's face for that. Just keep them in our prayers.
Yeah, to just go like this. Hug yourself, which is a
Yeah.
way of loving yourself.
Yes.
Send those hugs out. Open your arms to all those who need them. And send it this way to the world, which desperately needs us. And all kinds of hands raised in that process. I'm assuming it was just the catching of the hands, but if anybody whose hand is raised wants to say anything, go for it.
Oh my God, we just found out yesterday that AI must be doing that. As soon as you put your hand up, scary.
It is scary. So speaking of justice, Kathy Ann, take us into the justice part and have your bread and your drink nearby.
What drink is she using?
She's good.
Let us love justice. The Eucharist is the sacrament of love and justice, a tangible reminder of the divine calling us to love tenderly, feed the hungry, and do justice. Think of those with whom you have staked your claim for justice, with whom you have struggled in the streets, in the classroom, online, at home, so that justice might prevail. Hold your bread and drink as we pray Bridget's table grace from St. Bridget's Convent in Kildare, Ireland. I should like a great lake of finest ale for all the people. I should like a table of the choicest foods for the family of heaven. Let the ale be made from the fruits of faith, and the food be forgiving love. I should welcome the poor to my feast, for they are God's children. I should welcome the sick to my feast, for they are God's joy. Let the poor sit with Sophia at the highest place, and the sick dance with the angels. Bless the poor, bless the sick, bless our human race. Bless our food, bless our drink. All homes, O God, embrace.
You're supposed to. Yeah, you can. That's what that's what they thought.
Together we move into our lives with arms open wide, each one sacrifice what pulls us together and makes us strong, what brings us to a space where we belong. It is love, precious love. In prayer we trust, by hope we live, on truth we stand, from our hearts we give love, we give love. Oh, our circle is one, where love is the key, surrounding each one in this family. And as time passes by, life will teach us always to try to pull together together to be strong. Hold on when things are right or wrong, and give love.
So may love be within you as you love yourself. May love be beside you as you share love with others. May love be around you as you love the world. May love nourish you as you bring love and justice to all in a weary world. May love and gratitude guide your decisions. Happy Valentine's season, happy Black History Month, blessed Lent, happy Lunar New Year. Courage every day. Amen.
Thanks so much to everyone involved in the planning of this lovely experience, particularly to you, Diane, and to Patricia, and to Honor, to the readers, to the prayers. Thanks to everybody for your participation. It's really lovely. Now I'd like to turn it over to Marianne Duddy Burke, who will make announcements from Dignity, and with our thanks to Dignity Women for this continued collaboration. Marianne?
Yes, again, many thanks to everybody involved for a very timely and powerful liturgy and lots of nourishment to carry forward. Mostly, I'd just like to mention a few ways to stay connected and keep refilling your cups and your bodies. Please feel free to join the Women of Dignity every other Monday for enriching conversation and social engagement. The next gathering will be March 9th at 6:30 p.m., 3:30 East Pacific time. If you are not on the list, you can contact dignitywomen@gmail.com, and I will put all of these links in the chat. So, but every other week, the Women of Dignity gather for very nice community building opportunities. Dignity is once again doing a series of Lenten reflections led by members of the LGBTQIA plus community. They begin this Wednesday, February 25th, and continue through Holy Week. Among those leading reflections in this cycle are our own Rachel Esser and Katie Lace of Women's Ordination Conference, marking their 50th anniversary. Again, the link to register for that will be in the chat. I would also like to welcome everyone to a Lenten virtual gathering that we'll be doing on March 28th, co-sponsored by Future Church. Yunwen Trujillo will be leading us in thinking about intersectionality for inclusive ministry in these times. We're very excited. This program will be offered simultaneously in English and Spanish, and in breakout groups will be available in both languages. So again, I'll put the registration link in the chat. And very excitingly, the registration for the annual Women of Dignity retreat opened this week. The retreat is at the end of May, May 29th to 31st at the Sienna Retreat Center in Racine, Wisconsin. And again, the link will be there. And finally, I would just, for folks who are on the Dignity Dateline list, an encouragement, if you have not done this survey, to make sure we get your input, that the deadline has been extended, and the voices of women are really important that we hear from lots of folks or other female identified people. Thank you again to Water for what is just a fantastic partnership and always so enriching. And back to to Mary for Water announcements.
Thanks, Marianne. This all sounds exciting. I'd like to just announce a couple of water programs coming up. These are the March programs, which some people have not seen yet. They'll be in your mailbox in the not too distant. But on Monday, the 9th of March, we will have our monthly meditation. The person leading it is Lillian Lewis, who is Marquette graduate in the early days when women got to study theology at Marquette. She is a Roman Catholic woman priest, a woman up in years and wisdom, and she's going to be hallowing time. She's going to be talking about hallowing time, and she says it's a good preparation for Easter. She's always provocative, and she's always very unusual in the best sense of the word. So Lillian Lewis, who will be with us on Monday, the 9th of March. And that's just a 8-minute input and the rest 22 minutes of silence, and all are welcome. The second thing, and apropos of what Emily John mentioned, on the 11th of March, which is a Wednesday at 1 o'clock, we will be having the premiere, as it were, of a brand new book, Cambridge University Press, called Catholicism, End or Beginning. And this is a really extraordinary thing. The concept of Mary Daly was raised earlier, and Mary Daly, the great theologian, had a book that she never finished because she decided it wasn't really going anywhere. So she put it in a file. We mistakenly sent it to Smith, and a graduate student unearthed it. And it is entitled Catholicism, End or Beginnings. It's like finding a Shakespearean play or a Bach sonata or something tucked away. This is a Mary Daly book found, written between the time that she published The Church in the Second Sex and then Beyond God the Father. But in between, she wrote this thing, 5 chapters out of, I guess, 8 or something like that, and abandoned it and said, oh, I don't believe any of this stuff anymore, goodbye. And then later came up with Beyond God the Father. So this is a real find. It has been published now by Cambridge University Press, the truncated, as it were, aborted manuscript with comments by 5 Daly scholars about what it means. What does this mean? And I actually have the first essay in the book, so I've got a lot to say about what I think it means. It's really exciting. So that's going to be on March 11th, and it'll be Meg Stapleton Smith, who's the editor of this book, person who discovered it, recent graduate of Fordham and currently an Episcopal priest. So Meg Stapleton Smith will be with us to describe this book. This I can't tell you what this is like in theology, to find something like this that we didn't know existed, or we knew it existed, but we didn't know it was still around. Anyway, and then on the 17th, on St. Patrick's Day, there'll be a water ritual at 7:30 in the evening, and it will have something to do with Women's History Month, not just with St. Patrick, but with Women's History Month. So Diane New and colleagues at 7:30 p.m. These are all East Coast times. So those are 3 upcoming programs. I also want to thank Dignity for getting another year of collaboration off the ground with us with this program. And I want to say that the next event of this series will be on Sunday, the 3rd of May at 11:30 a.m., same time, same station. And the topic will be women's ministries in light of Women's Ordination Conference's 50th anniversary. The many ways women are ministering now because we've successfully avoided being co-opted by patriarchy. The needs of the world compel us in extremis to minister without worrying about validity or licity or any of those things. But it will be very interesting. And I'm thinking we might focus it on lesbians in ministry, the contributions of lesbian ministers to this 50-year period that we have been looking at the question of women's ordination, kind of out of the side of, with a kind of a side glance, but we've been really focusing on the needs of the world for which our ministries are oriented, all of us. And that's the unifying theme as far as I'm concerned. So we'll see. But if that sounds good to you and you have suggestions of lesbian women in ministry who have made contributions, shout out their names. So with that, we close, inviting you to have a good Lent and a good Easter if you observe, or in any case, a good season of living well in the midst of terrorizing times. Love on. You can unmute.